Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, well, this is a crystal that was just found on the trip. A little piece of it, but it's got some amethyst, so I'm going to clear with that. My daughter chose that one for me to clear with today. All right, so let's get into Divine Feminine energy and see what are the Divine Feminines dealing with emotionally, mentally, and physically at this time in the collective. Where are the feminines at? So let's have a look. Emotionally, what are the feminines in the energy of? Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What are the feminines looking at emotionally at this time? Free-spirited. Okay, so this has a lot of connotations. So this can be mentally, physically, or emotionally, but the Divine Feminines, I mean, it is in the emotional realm. So I'm getting that regardless of what kind of shortcomings, limitations, hesitancies the feminines are having, there's an emotional empowerment coming in that says, hey, wait a second, I can allow myself the freedom to be fully authentic and who I am. So let's get a clarifier. Oh, those ones wanted to come out already. So let's have a look. Oh yeah. Literally my Divine Feminine card, the Queen of Flames, the Sage of Flames in this deck, or Wands in other decks, and walking away from anything that's not emotionally in alignment with this positive vibe that the feminines want to keep and cultivate in their lives. So their Divine Feminines are very much coming into alignment with discernment, using their emotions to tell them when they are on the right track or when they need to walk away from something. So the biggest message here, because this Eight of Cups can be walking away from third-party energies or things that are lackluster, joy kill, the feminines are even letting go of masculines who can't decide between them and somebody else on an actual level. So it's one thing to say that we would want to do that. It's another thing entirely to just not be turned on by that or not be drawn to it anymore. So the feminines are authentically walking away. They've got this massive crown chakra empowerment going on, the Kundalini rising, and this multidimensional navigation, and the Sri Yantra in the back of this card. That is the portal of manifestation, manifesting and creating their destiny the way that they want to. They do not want to include lukewarm, mediocre energy anymore. They're totally walking away from that and willing to let go of any masculine that doesn't meet them in that energy, even if it's their divine counterpart. So that's absolutely beautiful. They want to be free from it. They just want to be chosen, I just heard. Okay, so let's see on the conscious mind what the feminines are looking at, navigating. This one, oh, reciprocity. That's actually the card that I thought came out in the emotional realm, so that's hilarious to me. But reciprocity, consciously, they're looking at equal give and take. They don't want to give more than they're getting. They don't want to have an unbalanced love. This is another thing that's not turning the feminines on. So emotionally, anything that doesn't choose them, they're not turned on by it anymore. They're good. They don't want that anymore. So divine masculines, if you are watching, it does not mean that your feminine isn't into you. They just are so into you or so into themselves and love that they only want the real thing. And they only want reciprocity. So let's get a clarifier. Consciously, the feminines are learning what this means, what equal give and take means, that they don't actually need to be, the center of attention, but they want it to be genuine. They want it to be authentic. So if you are offering to your divine feminine, they want it to be because you want to, not because they feel you have to or they've asked for it or any of those things. Yes, they're laying that to rest. They don't ever want energy coming towards them anymore that is contrived, that is premature, that is immature. They want the real authentic. So they're finally not willing to put up with breadcrumbs. They want something that actually satiates and feels good. So physically, where are the feminines at on the journey? Yes, autonomy. And this is the bottom line. It fell out a little bit into the past. So the feminines are absolutely, and you know, it fell face down, and I just was getting the message that even you feminines who don't feel like you're actually good on your own, if you're on this journey, if you resonate with my readings, you really are in this safety and wholeness, or way ahead of where you think you might be with it, or that card would not have already come out. And we're getting commitment. So at the end of the day, divine feminines, you are holding up your end of the deal by becoming somebody who can be a long-term partner, who knows, who navigates with the knowing, who doesn't waver, who trusts yourself, who knows who you are, knows what you're worth. You are becoming within what you are looking for in an external partner. Okay, let's do one erotic tarot. So where are the feminines at with the intimate connection? We get 2, the Lovers and 3 of Candles. I'm going to read from the book. So the Lovers is in the inverse, which for me in other decks is about grounding the true love templates, integrating that on a personal level, bringing it into practical application. So the Lovers in the inverse. It can be a fine line between frisson and drama. Keep it light for now. Walk away from complete clashes of interest. So don't try and chase. That's one message. You know, I have new viewers coming in all the time, and those who have been with me for a while, there are multiple cycles. So chasing can be on many different levels, and it is about magnetizing. It is about resonating. It is about emanating. It is about receptivity. So feminines, don't try and go after anything right now. Know that it wants you. It is in the becoming. Don't add that resistance in there by giving the impression to yourself, specifically with your emotional assessment, your conscious assessment of what may or may not be going on. Don't put a wedge in there by interpreting things in a negative light that don't need to be interpreted that way. Usually we interpret things in a negative light because we're not getting what we think we need from something. So that just means you're not ready yet. If you're interpreting something that's not happening the way you want it to, that means you're not ready in some way. That's a very deep message. If you're seeing your person autonomously and they're still not aligning, drop in a little bit more and understand that it's about you getting the chance to say, wait a second, I deserve more than that. You're allowed to walk away right now. You're allowed to be good on your own. You're allowed to embody the knowing that you do deserve what you are magnetizing, manifesting, that reflects what you do want. And so let go of controlling this person, any person. Come back into knowing that it's showing you what actually does make you feel good. And that's the download coming in from the higher realms. This high standard of impeccability in love, that is the only thing that is long-term commitment worthy, when you know yourself so well that you actually believe that you are ready, willing, and able to access that which you are asking for without the threat of sabotaging it going forward. So feminines, you've got to know that about yourself before you can be entrusted with the real thing. If you don't know that about yourself, it won't come to you because it wants to be perfect. It wants to be safe. It wants to be long-term. But if you've got that insecurity, it can simply mean that you're reading the energy appropriately and it's not ready. That is a reflection of where you're at. So when you can sink into just that peace, you're going to get the knowledge that you actually are good on your own. This did land face down, so we have to remember that many won't have seen this about themselves. And this is the way that we do. Advice: employ the difference and diversity to your advantage and enjoy it. Be diplomatic in exchanges and be open about your own strengths and preferences. So this is a time to really look at what everything is trying to teach you, rather than looking at it that it's happening to you, feminines. So there are differences. The diversity is here for your advantage and to enjoy. It's not meant to be this cookie cutter extension of you. You're not in a twin flame journey to make another person your voodoo doll. You're meant to have this delightful interaction with another person that resonates on your level, that you can play with, that you can enjoy, that it can be used as an advantage. Not simply to your advantage, but as an advantage for exponential creation. And then we get 3 of candles. So let's see what this one is. That's the 3 of flames in the upright. Stay determined to remain adventurous. Yes, this free-spirited energy coming in. Walking away from anything that rains on your parade, divine feminines, but not out of ego. Out of peace that you can and will and are, bringing that exquisite thing in, the real deal. Take your ideas for a walk. Seek outside influences. A third component may further ignite your passions. So there's something that you need to be more inclusive of. I really think this is talking about the diversity in the connection instead of it as an at odds energy, divine feminines. This does seem to imply that the feminines need to open up to the adventure of things being unique, unpredictable in some ways, and look at how you can think inclusively with whatever your counterpart is up to, their personal development, their sovereignty. See them for who they are, not who you want them to be, divine feminines. Okay, so what can we see for? How are the divine feminines thinking and feeling? Wishing and doing, challenged by and solving. And where's the direction of the connection going in the near future? So I'm going to do the Starseed Oracle cards for the clarifiers. I love it when I have to bring these into practical application. I was joking about that with some divine femmes on the mining trip last night. So fun. Hanging out in the hotel, ordering takeout and giggling. It's good times, good times. Okay, what can we see for advice for the feminines regarding what we're seeing is what I'm getting here. So divine feminines, how are you thinking about the connections at this time? 6 of Pentacles, that there isn't the reciprocity that is desired or that you know could be here. So consciously, yeah, some are seeing you've been giving too much. Some are seeing you've been putting yourself out there, spreading too thin, even just energetically, even just wishing somebody would change beyond what they are exhibiting right now is you putting yourself in an imbalance. You can just let go in those moments. You don't have to be downtrodden about somebody not showing up the way you want them to. You can just simply not be turned on by that. And that neutrality gives the universe the idea that you actually aren't putting resistance there. And then Metatron's star. Metatron is the archangel of the angle that is unsuspected, that is innovative, that comes from within the set circumstances magically, that is available and you don't see it. So Metatron's star, exaltation, brilliance, triumph, and victory. This letting go of control is a victorious, innovative kind of energy here. And it does require you to do this in order to see what the diversity, the adventure in your situation right now is. It's going to be different, and I'm not going to spell it out. If you're watching my videos, you should be able to do this one. Literally, realize there's this lack of reciprocity. Drop in, let go of control issues about it. And then this is saying that you should be getting epiphanies about the situation right now that are brilliant. What else can we see for the feminines? Inner bravery. Do this. Let go enough to have an unusual interpretation revealed to you. Metatron is your homey energy here, wanting to come in and start working with you on a deeper level so that everything you experience is a spiritual adventure, an energetic adventure of mastery, feminines. So for divine masculines watching, your feminine is learning to let go of control issues and truly become more playful. That may trigger you if you've been in a holding pattern where you don't think that's serious enough about life. That could be, or maybe you've been waiting for your feminine to put down some of the, I just heard jealousy and conflict and insecurity. This is the path that your feminine can see it all as a blessing in disguise. What can we see for how the feminines are looking at their divine counterpart? Knight of Wands. Yeah, there is this new level of deepening the sensual connection for sure. This is my, breadcrumbing with the love, sex, all that. In the reverse, there is a move towards monogamy, move towards choice, a deepening of the desire for just you, divine masculine. And then prism of existence, separation, extension, independence, and identity. Divine feminines are at a distance on an adventure right now. I know I am. And so this is the diversity in the connection. So that message I'm being told for you, divine masculines, is a reminder that it goes both ways. Your feminine is sometimes pulled in uncomfortable directions from your preference so that you can see them for who they are. Your feminine won't betray you. Your divine feminine loves you, wants you just as much as you want them. What you want is wanting you. And so remember that, divine feminines, it's an extension here. But the divine feminines seem to be remembering that. They see that no space, no distance does stop this. Nothing they could say, nothing they could do could stop them from loving you, divine masculines. That's so beautiful. And yes, okay, we got the Ten of Cups. This is the airy-fairy, almost narcissistic view of happiness, my way or the highway. In the reverse, it's like, I just saw little blue butterflies and that fairyland. This would look like the La La Land, naive kind of version of happiness sometimes. This is the heaven on earth, like walking in miracles, actual fairyland for me. When the Ten of Cups is in the inverse, it's grounding this stuff into the waking everyday experience. And that's part of the diversity. Everybody in these connections needs to go out into the world and experience their own sovereignty, their own knowing of personal preference, choice, adventure. There's good times and bad in that. And for everyone who can be a solo adventurer in their own skin, in their own motion, this is how we appreciate all the spectrum of that and how we're never alone. It all works together. It's like this elastic band I keep seeing between counterparts where no matter how far you are, it just snaps you back together. The further you go away, the more you just want to come back together into that energy. So adventure is healthy, adventure is good. There is a karmic thing that I've seen, which kind of resonates in a 3D material realm reflection to what this energy is. That makeup sex thing, like almost breaking up or causing dramas. It's a very subconscious thing that humans do that causes drama in relationships, that keeps that karmic glue, that guilt shame cycle of makeup breakup going on. This adventurous, autonomous motion to go out into the world or to venture into hobbies and interests and things, that's a healthy way of individuating and It's like near and far. Should I do it? Near, far. So yes, this extension energy, divine feminines are really starting to understand that elastic thing, divine masculines. So if you're watching this, you are being given the opportunity to understand that as well. What can we see for the heart space about these connections? Four of Swords. In the inverse, this is the card of integration, having it sink in. So part of the adventure, part of this separation or extension at a distance in some way, emotionally, mentally, or physically, is giving the feminines this opportunity to let it sink in how important you are truly to them, how important real love is, how much they appreciate. I'm getting a profound appreciation in a very grounded way. So this may not be like full ecstatic tears, but this just might be this calming knowing on the heart that, yeah, no matter how far, it's just you, divine masculine. And subatomic velocitor, acceleration, stimulation, excitation. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I'm seriously getting that. And yes, this is dawning on the feminines. So this is grounding this profound knowing. This is the most positive card in the deck, even in the inverse like this. But for me, inverse cards are a personal dive. So this time apart, this time at a distance is helping divine feminine speed up union, I just heard, because feminines, you can't have resistance. You can't disbelieve that you are meant to be with this person and speed up union. You've got to know that these connections, you can't make it up. Just trust that it's shown up in your reality to show you that you are worthy of love, or you would not have eyes to see this stuff. You're the common denominator with how much love you can perceive is possible. And so that's what's sinking in. That's how you magnetize this love to you. It's an energetic principle. What you are within comes to you and is reflected externally in your world. So this is a deep dive for the feminines right now, to allow that to just emerge as a knowing and not a I hope it's true, I hope it's true, I just know that person is amazing. No, it's more like it feels peaceful, it feels real to me, it just hits the right way. It can't be not true because it feels like peace. Okay, what can we see on the heart space for you, divine masculine? The Emperor. How beautiful. So divine masculines, Emperor. Yeah, they see you as the king of all kings. You have been elevating from this divine masculine King of Wands up to the Emperor in recent readings. What can we see energetically? Creation, multiplication, and growth. So your feminine has really seen how strong, how composed, how masterful, how artful, and what a composer you are, divine masculines. Your feminine has seen something about the way that you have been embracing the composition of your life, how you've, from behind the scenes, possibly unbeknownst to your feminine, you've been making moves, you've been making decisions, you've been setting things in place. There is something of this, whether they are energetically tuned into you or whether they've heard something, divine masculines. Your feminine sees you rising. Your feminine feels you becoming who you're meant to be, and that is so attractive. They are feeling more and more pulled towards you. And yes, what did they say? More and more pulled towards this new thing. So new beginnings are on the horizon. They feel something brewing. The divine feminines feel this on the heart space. They feel you coming into your own more and more. And they do feel like it's a surprise that you're going to shed light on this, and that they will be delighted by whatever the next update is going to be, or where you're taking your life, divine masculines. Your feminine is excited about it. Chamber of regeneration, I didn't say that. So they know that also this is the healing of the past karmas, the clearing of the karmas, and this regenerative thing where you're coming into your own divine masculine, your feminine is coming into their own. No longer do we need to look at endings as destructive. We're coming into seeing that when we release things, it is a new beginning in more growth, more regeneration, that we can balance out and then growth spurt again. The seasons of growth and pause. So that's so beautiful. The feminines anticipate that there is this next level thing coming in. What are the feminines manifesting at this time? 5 of Swords. So this is the free will. This is how to look at things. We've had this glass half full energy for quite a while now. Oh, freedom again, Pleiadian Stargate, sensitivity, beauty, sensuality. I just heard do unto others. So the feminines are very much looking at how much they love spontaneity, travel, adventure, freedom, free from jealousy, free from feeling like an object, free from feeling like a possession, free from feeling like you're controlling who they are. That implies so much trust, that you trust them, and there's nothing more beautiful than knowing that your person loves you no matter what, and rooting for you, but also wanting the best for you. And divine masculines, your feminine is seeing that it feels good to them to do them, and that you deserve that kindness or that awareness or that support or that openness from them as well. So they are really understanding it's a two-way thing, but because your feminine is embodying this so much, divine masculines, they are now not so afraid when you do this as well. And justice, now they understand the healthy, justified autonomy. This does not mean multiple sexual partners, because, you know, that's going to be the norm, I think, on the planet for the next 500 years. That doesn't mean twin flames are poly or with other people. It can be a developmental stage, but we are working on like true monogamy, true perfect match energy here, long term. This is a marriage card, life partner stuff, like swans mating for life. You know, this is the real deal for true compatible camaraderie and teamwork. And so divine feminines are understanding this portion of the relationship where you can have founded trust, and it starts with themselves, giving themselves permission to just look at their own freedom through fresh eyes, so they can extend that exact same safety to you and your comings and goings, knowing that absence makes the heart grow fonder. So why wouldn't it cause your heart to grow fonder too? Divine masculine, instead of assuming out of sight, out of mind, there's this safety and trust and balance and knowing coming in that sustains in times of extension, separation. What are the feminines manifesting or creating specifically towards these connections? The High Priestess, the knowing. Not having to do, not having to guess, but the mercy, humility, compassion that allows. And energetically, discernment, discipline, and order. They now know when freakouts are warranted. They're never warranted. We can always just either take it or leave it, or damage control and then move on, whatever it may be. The feminines are upping their discernment with this connection. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just saw 1111. So the feminines are understanding how to bring peace on earth through allowing these connections and their compatibility to come to the forefront, rather than the diversity or that extension of each other energy to be disruptive or confusing or triggering. The feminines have found their match in you, I just heard. And so now they're seeing that it is this unconditional love of self, that if they want you so deeply, if they need you as their counterpart, they can't see anybody else being that perfect match. They're beginning to see that they could also be that perfect match for somebody. And this mirrored discernment is becoming more and more heart-welling. You know, the Ace of Cups is this welling over of the love, just feeling the love, feeling that love. So beautiful. What are the feminines doing in their own right at this time? 9 of Wands, they're dropping the guard. Power, authority, influence, and ambition. So they are not looking at their choices as at odds with anything romantic anymore. They're giving themselves permission to be unapologetically them, and to also know that that is such a vital, alive way to live, and they really want you to have that same thing. They want a charismatic, alive partner. They're no longer intimidated by the thought of that, and vice versa. They want to truly take on the world together in safety. Yes, the High Priestess, this knowing. So we got that for the second time. We got this deep, deep knowing of their love, their capacity. The Divine Feminines dropping the guard and just accepting that they love, that they are safe, that they are whole, that they are fun, that they are alive, they are creative, they are unique, they are honoring of themselves, they love themselves. And why wouldn't you love them? That message has been coming up a lot for the Divine Masculines, that the feminines are getting out of their own woe is me and saying, my masculine loves me as much as I love them, but they've been scared, they've been intimidated, they've been worried that the anxiety they've felt has been because the connection isn't real. So there's this peace coming in for the feminines. Which one are we at? Emotions and conscious mind. Yes, what are the feminines doing that will bring them straight towards you, Divine Masculine? 6 of Wands in the reverse. This is my public knowledge of connection. They are hanging tight. They are keeping it on the down low. They are being discreet with what they tell others right now. They are protecting the connection, letting it incubate, percolate. They are allowing it to grow naturally. And Galactic Council Crest, spiritual sovereignty, astral travel, and timelessness. So yeah, they're not bragging about the connection. They actually don't need to prove anything with this connection, Divine Masculine. And so they are just letting it, just hug them from within at all times. They just appreciate and adore you. Yes, they are allowing their divinity to really just inform their soul. They don't need to boast. Love is not boastful. It does not envy. And so it is this quiet, satiating energy that just allows the Divine Feminine to hum along in the knowledge that they have tasted this marvelous thing. Oh, Divine Masculines, you are so lucky to be loved by a Divine Feminine. Ooh, you lucky Masculines. What can we see for the biggest challenge at this time? 3 of Cups. Really getting it through our psyches that third energies are being released and not needed. Actually, there's so much constant worry perpetuated in typical relationships that they are fragile, and it really is this, I just heard, deep final release of this insecurity that somebody else could come along that would be better. Oh, what an amazing message. Temple of elevated senses, impeccability, advancement, and loftiness. 66, that's an over concern of the material realm, and we are releasing. This is the challenge, so you might not feel like you're at a place of release of this yet, but we are rising in impeccability where even this insecurity that it might not last forever, that we might have somebody else come in to disrupt this, that is being released as we rise in impeccability, and we can get down to business and get on with the fun part. Yes, this is the internal restructuring. This is the revolutionary idea that you could actually have a love with someone that's so profound and so real and so true that it will never be shaken, not by external other options, ever again. No wandering eye, no need for anyone else. The Divine Feminines are learning that they completely do actually cherish you, divine masculine. They don't actually want anyone else. Nobody else does it for them. They don't need anyone else. And this is the revolutionary game changer, is that you could actually be a masculine that could want them that much, that maybe some of your spastastic things have been because you have wanted to be the only one in their lives as well, and everybody's been just keeping options open or, hesitating. This is a game changer. But what is the solution here at this time? What's the best course of action? Death, necessary endings. So people, karmic backup plan people, or convenience relationships, or all that's ending. There are necessary endings, and this is a kick in the butt. If you are living in a mediocre existence with somebody you know you're not meant to be with, end it. It might be hard. You won't come through your rite of passage as a master if you don't go through the fire. So if you know you're not living your best life, you're living a lie, your heart's not fully in what you've got going on, begin today. You will never be younger, more capable, have more energy to make those changes, to clean up your life, to purify than you have today. So do it. This is a necessary ending card. And it's a transformative card. So the butterfly rises after this death energy, and we do get to step into our dream lives once we let go of the things that we are holding that are taking up the space that does not allow our dream life to come in. We have to make room for what we're asking for, or it will never ever come to us if we keep the clutter there, if we keep our mediocre lives there. That does not mean that any person you're partnered with is mediocre. It does not mean that they will not thrive if you're no longer living a lie with them. That releases them to their highest and best timelines. So believe that for yourself, believe that for your counterpart. Ancestry, courage, wisdom, and empathy. You have not come together in circumstances so aside from your twin, with people, places, and things that were not there to propel you to your greatness. And so understand, be grateful for those who have partnered with you and traveled so far with you at this point, that have gotten you to a place of desiring real love. Those are true light workers, even if it's caused resistance, even if it's been tough, even if it's been confusing, even if it's been hell. Thank it for showing you which way to actually go. And thank each other. Conscious decoupling with those who have been, I don't want to say stepping stones, but co-partners in becoming. Keep going. We don't need to bind ourselves after we've outgrown some sort of a lesson. So keep that sorted, keep it straight, and give yourself the permission to release things that are no longer serving the greater good, serving your life, allowing you to continue to rise. Know that if you make those changes, that everybody gets equal opportunity to finally not be codependent and crutching on each other, and can now go. If you've come to the awareness that you need to be released from a situation because it's not your truth anymore, trust me, energy works in mirrored ways. That other person also, on a deep, deep level, on a soul level, is mirroring that. And yes, you can walk away, but not walk away from the gratitude, from the energy of the becoming. It's all sacred. You're not walking away from the people, places, and things. You're walking away from that level of lesson. You're walking onward to more. It's an abundant thing. You're not rejecting others. You are not resonating any longer in that developmental stage, and it is okay to keep growing. It's not a rejection. What can we see for the direction in the near future from the feminine Six of Cups? So there is a reunion, coming back together and embodying this deeper, more grounded, more committed, more authentic, more ready, less resistance kind of thing. quantum continuator, self-sustaining systems, fluidity, and abundance. So yes, when the counterparts come back together, there's just going to be this, I felt, you know, when you're really on it, you're just in your zone and you just feel real, you feel embodied, you feel grounded, you feel at peace, you just feel like everything's good. I'm getting that alignment feeling here. When the feminines and masculines come back together, there's just going to be this chill in my skin kind of vibe. 44, 444, 44, 4444, those, watch for that, because that's a reminder to be here now in your skin, in your embodiment, in this peace, in this knowing, in this okay on your own. Yeah, there's another 4. And even in the reverse, that's kind of, I know it's tricky, that's a 6, but in the inverse, it's kind of a 4 in a weird way. We got 4, 4, 4, 4 across the board. See how like creative you can be with this? You can be unique. You can mash up all the 4s like that. It can come through in mysterious ways that maybe only you understand, but it can open your heart. So everybody, this is a heart opening, that it's your version. Like, I don't know, would anybody else have seen this 4444444 theme across here? I don't know, but I'm gonna own it because it's me. I'm good on my own. It's my vision. I saw that, you know, and then I shared it. So everybody has the right to do that and to see reality the way that we are meant to. Let's get a final card for, let's say, the masculines who have been watching this reading. 10 of, wow, yeah. 10 of crystals and adept of crystals. Keep laying this foundation towards this long-term, new, more love-filled future. And feminines, what can we see? Yeah, 8 of flames. Your masculines picking up what you're throwing down. Everybody is coming into their embodiment of these higher timelines, higher energetic knowings. Okay, many blessings. Bye for now.